We know that the team that turns the ball over less wins about 80% of the time, and I think a 6-0 turnover margin is pretty extensive. So that secured the win for Wake Forest, despite a pretty good gap in yardage differential. But the win is all that counts. We bring in Robert Reinhardt from Blogger So Dear to help us break down the win for the Demon Deacons that are now 4-0. Robert, that has to feel good.
Yeah, 4-0 feels fantastic. 4-0 for the first time since 2006. So it's been an entire decade for Wake Forest fans. And going into the season, we knew we were going to have to get off to a hot start. We knew the Tulane game was big, so we won that one. And then the Delaware one, we knew we should win. And then we were looking at games like Duke and Indiana as hopefully we can steal one of them, and that would be a success. And we went in and we won both of those. So obviously can't be any better than 4-0 right now. And Wake Forest fans are definitely feeling great about where the program is.
Kendall Hinton had obviously seized the starting quarterback duties from John Wolford, and then he gets hurt and he's not able to play. That may have factored into the point spread in Vegas favoring Indiana by 7 points, because I thought this was a toss-up and maybe Indiana had the advantage, obviously playing at home. Cade Carney not playing as well at running back, with Matt Coburn taking just about all the snaps and the attempts at the backfield position. But you still generated considerable points, and taking the ball away from Indiana 6 times obviously set you up in good field position for several of those opportunities.
Yeah, I thought, Wolford, he didn't do anything special yesterday, but he managed the game well. He completed 16 of 29 attempts for just 172 yards, so that's under 6 yards per attempt, but he had a touchdown. Also had two touchdowns on the ground, so he did a good job there, but he did not turn the ball over. And Richard Lagow of Indiana's quarterback turned the ball over 5 times. And yeah, our defense was very opportunistic. There was a point there in the first quarter where it looked like Indiana was about to go up 14-0. They were in the red zone, but their quarterback threw a high pass on a slant route, and Jesse Bates took advantage of it, picked it off, and then took it out. And Wake responded with a methodical drive and made it 7-7. And then we also scored on a pick six. Jesse Bates scored on a pick six to make it 14-7. So, and then with regards to Colburn, he didn't do anything spectacular, just 3.6 yards per carry, but I thought he did a good job of keeping us on track and keeping us in second and third and manageable situations. And we found a way to convert enough third and fourth downs to be successful. So we really won this game based on, just playing smart football. We had fewer penalties than Indiana did. So I thought it was a good team win where, smart wins.
Defensively, Robert, the issues have to be in the secondary and maybe the pass rush. Indiana has a pretty formidable offensive line. I know from reading your material on Blogger So Dear that was a concern, that even though you were pleased with the pass rush and the defensive line play coming into the game, that Indiana typically protects the passer. Divine Redding is a fine running back, and you held him in check at 68 yards. Obviously got the lead in the second half where Indiana threw it all over the place. So you give up the just shy of 500 yards passing, make the big plays, though, as you mentioned, which may have been more the doing of Indiana making some bad reads and some bad throws. But so the concern on defense has to be the pass defense, but at the same time, you held the running game in check.
Yeah, our running defense is very good. I feel very comfortable with our defensive line and really our entire front seven. But despite the 5 interceptions, definitely some concerns with the secondary. I mean, if you look at Indiana's 4 scoring drives yesterday, they consisted of 13 seconds, 33 seconds, a minute 43, and 35 seconds. I mean, they scored a 75-yard touchdown pass on the first play from scrimmage yesterday. We gave up far too many big plays, and it's not as sustainable to expect to be able to win the turnover margin like that. So, Amari Henderson in particular got beat a number of times yesterday. He's a redshirt freshman, so hopefully we continue to lock up. Sometimes I think we're a little bit too aggressive and maybe going for interceptions or going for, trying to strip the ball when we just need to be worried about tackling and lining it up. But that's a definite cause for concern moving forward, I would say.
So now you travel to NC State. The Wolfpack preseason would be considered decidedly a better team than Wake, but after 3 or 4 games, 3 for NC State at 2-1 with the one loss against an East Carolina team that just got mauled by Virginia Tech. You have to feel good that it's definitely a winnable game. This is not a daunting task to take on NC State. It should be a very close game.
Yeah, this is one that I was sort of chalking up as a loss going into the season. They beat us pretty bad in Winston-Salem last year. But, as you said, that the East Carolina did not look very good yesterday, and they beat NC State, so that game gave me more confidence. Then obviously Wake's recent performances against Duke and Indiana have given me more confidence. So I assume we'll be a slight underdog in Vegas in this one, and I don't know whether we'll win, but I'm done counting out Wake. Wake can absolutely. I've bet against us twice in 2 road games, and fortunately, I've been wrong both times. So Wake can definitely win this one. That State's probably they are more talented than we are, but I think we have a better coaching staff, and we believe in ourselves, so we can go in there and we'll see what happens.
I think I noticed one of your peers there at Blogger So Dear picking the Demon Deacons against Indiana, and the rest of you went full bore, close games, but with Indiana winning, and that's understandable considering the injuries on offense and having to travel against a team that's pretty comparable. So you get the 6 turnovers, you pull out the win, you're 4-0. And Jacoby Brissett, obviously a quarterback at NC State that we now see playing for the New England Patriots and doing quite well. And he had 2 really remarkable dual threat kind of seasons for NC State. So Ryan Finley, their new quarterback, has yet to throw an interception. Again, the competition has not been great through 3 games. He's got 6 touchdown passes. He's thrown for 76% completion percentage. Matt Days is a running back there at NC State that we've seen for several years now, lugging the ball and kind of below that elite line of backs that we think of in the ACC, Dalvin Cook, Elijah Hood, and those guys. But he's had a fine career, and he's averaging over 6 yards per carry thus far this year. So that's the task this Saturday in Raleigh-Durham. Robert Reinhard for the 4-0 Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Blogger So Dear. Robert, we appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you as always.